So we have Dimitar here from Bulgaria, Sofia. So we went from Bangkok to Bulgaria. We're still staying with bees. Okay. So Dimitar, we had a little bit of a chance to talk over the last 2 days, and it's interesting what you're doing. I'll jump in directly for the audience, and what I would like to do is I will ask you a bunch of questions, but I would also ask the audience to interact with us. If you want to ask questions, just raise your hand, and I will find you out. Otherwise, I will also open up for Q&A at the end of the session. Okay. So, Dimitar, what factors are driving the increasing demand for digital products in e-commerce? We talk from a European perspective, what you are seeing, and what you're seeing as the factors that are driving the demand here.
It's actually only one thing. It's the price of digital advertising. So when I started doing Google Ads in 2001, I think that was 22 years ago, the price of a Google search was about 1 cent. And some people were even changing their currency into yen to get like a lower price than that.
Yes,
And the
correct.
price of 1,000 impressions was 2.5 cents. Now this price has increased for the last 20 years, has increased over 1,000 times. It's just becoming too high. And also the reason why people are moving to content, and content started the digital trends and the kind of all the social media personalities who started making a lot of money on YouTube, on Facebook, on TikTok. The one thing that drove them there is that before businesses could easily sell using advertising, right? But now this is not easy for two reasons. One, the price is very high, and the second one is AI, because Google and Facebook mainly started using AI to equalize the field. And so if you could do maybe you were better at Facebook ads than me 5 years ago. Maybe you could have some settings that could give you an advantage. Maybe you could have a strategy. Now everything depends on the product. There is no targeting. Everybody's forced to use mega broad targeting across the board to just rely on the AI. And this means that the companies who have more data and have more um, information and more money, they always win the game. And so people had to innovate and move away from advertising and kind of start doing more organic things. And that's why, content marketing became so prevalent.
Yeah, and also the channels for content marketing have increased. There's a lot of niche targeting platforms completely coming in place rather than just the Google and Facebook and LinkedIn. There's a lot of the niche happening. Is that what you're seeing also? And are your customers asking for that, or are you recommending that to customers?
So I think that what I'm seeing as one of the most successful strategies that pretty much everyone is applying is to play across all social media channels and have one that is the main one. So, for example, some people are doing dance and they're dancing, and so their thing is TikTok. So, TikTok is the main channel, and then we use all the others like Instagram and Facebook and YouTube to spread and kind of repackage the content and send it around. Some people who have more money invest into kind of, I'm going to do this specifically for TikTok and this specifically for YouTube. But the ones that we see really succeed from becoming very small to very big are the ones who are focusing on one channel and then repackaging the content and using it on other channels.
So with so many channels increasing, I can assume that consumer behavior is also changing. Preferences are also changing. What are you seeing as a pattern of change among consumer behavior because of the rise of these channels?
So I was actually doing a research on that. We have kind of moved into the opinion economy. So now, when you came here to Istanbul, a lot of you had to book a hotel. Did you book it because it's a five-star hotel, or did you book it because it's Airbnb or Booking.com say that it's an excellent hotel. So the fact that Booking.com says that that's an excellent hotel, even though it's a 2-star hotel, is basically the opinion economy. And so the continuation of that is how people are learning today. Before we had this, scientific community, and then the top scientists are saying, okay, this is what we should teach people, and then it goes top down. But now, because everyone is a media in their own right, they can share their opinion on social media, and that's why we have so much fake news, so much false information, misinformation, and so on, because everyone is a media now, everyone is an authority. And what we are seeing mainly is that people are starting to learn from influencers, and they listen to the influencers more than they listen to anyone else. They listen to stats, to scientific facts. Kids listen to influencers more than they listen to their parents.
Oh yeah, yeah. I can attest to that. My daughter listens to YouTube, not me. So, but on that, because I live in China, right? I live in Shanghai, and almost every major brand has changed its strategies to use KOLs, the key opinion leaders or influencers, as we call it. You can see that change with TikTok happening all over the world. What is your suggestions? How do you advise your customers? How do you work your customers when you are working on the influencer marketing and as an extension of your digital marketing?
Okay, so I'll answer from both sides, because one of my businesses is a marketing agency. So I've been on the shark side for a long time, and I've been kind of abusing influencers and trying to get their prices down and so on for a long time, and trying to make a lot of very high ROI of their work. It used to be easier, but it gets harder. So on the as a marketing agency, we were using influencers in a very interesting way. So the way that you kind of work with an influencer is you pay them a percentage of your profits. As a businessman, I have this water here. It costs me $1 to make, and I want to sell it for $2. This means that I cannot pay the influencer more than $1 to sell it. Or can I? There is a way to actually pay them more than $1, which is one of the most interesting strategies that we found. Because if I pay you just for the sales, this is basically affiliate marketing. And what you can do with influencer marketing is borrow trust from the influencer, which is very important. So what we're doing is we are working with big influencers. We are paying them far more than what they can sell. So if they make $100,000 of sales, I can pay them $300,000. And you would say, but you're crazy, you're going to lose money. No, because then this is what they will sell directly through their own channels. Let's say they have 200,000 people on YouTube. They're going to make $100,000 of sales. Okay, 1/3 is now in the pocket. So let's figure out where the other 2/3 are. The influencer has 100,000 people as an audience, but I can take their image, the content that they created, and buy 200 million impressions on Google and Facebook, and amplify their voice and make 100 times more money. So that's kind of from the advertiser side. And from the influencer side, we are seeing that, first of all, they understand this more and more. And second, we are seeing influencers say, why should I sell your water? Just like, wait a second. That's why we created our platform, by the way, because influencers, instead of selling your brand and your product, they can sell their own brand and their own product. But with physical products, that's hard, because influencers are busy making content, and then you have no time to do business, and e-commerce is complicated. You have shipping, logistics, sourcing, production, marketing. It's very hard. But what influencers started doing is creating digital products like online courses, membership communities, Patreon style support services, and they started selling their own brand and their own product. And when it's a digital product, you don't buy it, you don't ship it, there's no work involved in it, and you just get 100% of the money minus the the card processing payments,
Yeah.
the payment processing, which is like
Yeah.
1%. So they get the money immediately, they advertise themselves, they grow their own brand. And so now, why do I need to work with the brands? And so this is where it becomes very important for e-commerce brands to offer more than what they get and figure out a way to make the money back.
Yeah, because I'm noticing all these exhibitors that are here, right? They like the one that is right here, or a lot of other cosmetic brands. They're all selling on e-commerce, and I'm assuming they're using influencers or advertising on there. And I think your company can help them. Can you tell us a little bit more about your company? What your company does? Because we didn't cover that earlier.
Yes. Okay. So we created our own academy for digital marketing and business. We're teaching digital marketing to people across the world, and so a lot of our students started asking us what's the platform that we are using to create our online courses, and this is kind of how skillplate.com got started. What we do is we help content creators and businesses make money by selling digital products like online courses and memberships and subscriptions and digital downloads and so on. And so the way in which we help influencers is clear. They sell their own product, they make their own money instead of helping other brands. But there's a very interesting use cases that we're seeing on the business side. So how businesses use digital products is very interesting. Let me give you a few examples of businesses that use digital products to make a lot of money selling actual physical products. One is dreamcatchers.com. They are the highest quality hair extensions brand in the United States. And they have a certification. So they educate their customers, which are hairstylists, to install their products, and they only sell the product to people who are certified. And so by educating them, they provide a better service, they provide the hairstylists with a way to make more money, and they ensure very long retention. And this is how they made $100 million. Because if you just sell the product, then people are not going to feel a part of it. They're not going to be, so engaged and so educated that they will not understand the full value. And so another example that we're seeing is also in software companies. For example, CloudCard, their Bulgarian e-commerce solution, they use digital products, online courses, and communities to educate their partners. Agencies that create online stores with their software, marketing agencies who help businesses grow on their platform. And by educating a partner, they invest very little resources. They educate one, let's say, web development agency on how to work with their software. And in the next 10 years, they will probably bring 100 clients. And this is, their investment is like nothing compared to that. And they educate, even if they educate 50 or 100 companies this month or year, this is a huge amount of customers. And we're also seeing it in services as well. For example, my lawyer, who is a very shy guy, he would never come to speak at a conference like this. And he is a service business. You come to him, he helps you with your business if you have legal trouble. So he has an online course, how not to get into legal trouble, how to prepare your company, how to set everything up. And it costs $50. A lot of entrepreneurs would pay $50 to not get in trouble. And the way it works is he's using it as an acquisition strategy. So he pays $50 to Facebook for ads. For these $50, he started to sell one course to one interested person who then buys the course. He now has his money back. So he spent $0 on advertising. He got $50 of free advertising and one educated customer. And then this is also his onboarding process as a service business. You know, I'm sure you have a lot of complicated services that you do here in Turkey, like, for example, the shipping and so on. And so when you educate the customer, there are two situations, how things should be and how things are. And when you educate the customer, he can make the difference between, okay, this is how my business should be, and this is how it is. There's a gap. Who can fix it? Who you're going to call? It's like Ghostbusters, you know? There's the guy just taught you how to do the thing, right? And now that you know how it should be done, it's bugging you internally. You can't sleep anymore, and then you go and hire him to do the service for you. And so these innovative approaches of using digital products to sell more physical products are what we're seeing across the board in the most innovative businesses.
Thank you, Dimitar. We have 3 minutes. Anybody has a question for Dimitar? I can take it now. Otherwise, I have a question for him. I'm going to do something. Oh, Mila has a question.
In what?
What kind of digital products do you need in the next 5 years? What are you predicting?
Okay, so online courses are the biggest one because the biggest problem is actually education and communication. Communicating the value to customers, communicating the ways in which they can use your services, so on. So online courses are the best number one, but the close second are actually digital communities. So digital communities are a very interesting type of product. People are willing to pay to be a part of a community. Let's say you're in e-commerce. What would you pay to be in a network with 1,000 people equally or more successful than you? This is huge value. It's immense, and it has no cost. So building a bigger and bigger community increases the value of the community that everyone gets. It's like the telephone. If only me and you have a telephone, the total value of the telephone is 2 nodes. But if we add him, now there's 6 possibilities. If we add all the people around here, it would be such a big number that I couldn't even say it in the next 5 minutes. And so the value of communities grows exponentially because the more people join, the more the value increases for everyone, not just for the person who joined. So yeah, communities are definitely the most emerging product, digital product that we're seeing out there. And every brand is building a community. Dreamcatchers, the care extension brand, has a community of their customers. Our marketing academy has a community of everybody who's studying marketing. Worldef should have a community of the Worldef speakers, the Worldef visitors. Everybody should be in that community and be able to get in touch. And you do that with the app. So there's kind of the biggest benefit comes from when you start actually managing the community and connecting people and helping them and kind of giving them this concierge service.
Thank you. Is that it, Mila? Do we have more time? Okay, that's it then. Very nice talking to you. That was really interesting. I think there are people waiting to talk to you.
Thank you.
Thank you.